Hi everyone, how's everyone doing here today? Got a pretty nice morning, no sun, but a mild breeze, pretty cloudy, and above all, it's actually really warm out. Now it'd be nice if we had a little sun, but what can you do? That's Mother Nature for you. Anyhow, I wanted to do a follow-up discussion briefly on the recent debate between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, the one where Donald Trump pretty much, got his ass handed to him and everything. And of course, he claims he won the debate, which he clearly didn't. Even members on Fox were saying that. And, well, like I said, it is what it is. Now, there are certain things you might be able to nitpick about it. There was one in particular which I received responses from a few friends and people. And it was something in particular Kamala Harris said. Something about, I don't remember how she exactly worded it, so I might be off on the details. But that there were no American troops active anywhere. And it turns out that was not true. Okay? And it's got all the MAGA supporters in a, little tizzy going on, because of that. Because, it's important to tell the truth. We don't want to trust a liar, which I kind of get. That agrees. But I find that pretty rich, considering the guy you support is by all definition a pathological liar. He lied many times during that debate. And in the previous debate, the one where he only won because of default, because Joe Biden was in such a bad mental state, he told a whole slew of lies. But there was no fact-checking going on. But they were fact-checking him a little bit here. Now, quite frankly, I think they could have fact-checked him way more, but they didn't. That's up to them. But in Trump's eyes, it's 3-1. They were ganging up on him. ABC is bad that they have to go. Whatever. I don't know for sure if Kamala Harris lied or she was misinformed or made a mistake. Okay? It is what it is. And that's one little flaw that now people on the right like to focus on and emphasize. Okay, I get it. I guess that's an important thing. We should focus on that. We should talk about that and everything. But what about all the lies Donald Trump told? Yeah, how we had the greatest economy, the lowest black unemployment, what about those? Do those matter? Well, I guess not. We should just forego all that because this one little flaw that we found in Kamala Harris. We should look past the fact about his failed COVID response, saying he should inject ourselves with disinfectant, which we know is not true and everything. But, hey, none of that matters because of this one flaw we found in Kamala Harris. I could talk about all the other lies he told about, the fact that he's a racist, that he denies that people who are racist that support him, that he denies not knowing those people, or his ties to Russia and everything and stuff like that. His little bromance with Vladimir Putin. I would think that's pretty bad to some of you all, but none of that matters, because of this one little flaw. I could focus on the Christian nationals and the evangelicals that praise him and everything and thinking like I'm rising him above, elevating him above God, like he's some spiritual status that we should all look up to and worship and everything. And yet he's as immoral as can be. He cheats on all 3 of his wives. He cheats on his taxes. He is stiffed many people he's done business with through his bankruptcy, through his failed businesses and stuff like that. But we should forgo all that and just forget about that and focus on that one little thing about Kamala Harris and everything. He also said he wanted to do away with the Constitution, which he denied, which is a lie because we all saw the tweet and everything. And, he says he wants to be a dictator on day one, which is pretty unconstitutional if you ask me. But, hey, we should look past all that. We should also look past the fact that he is a convicted felon, which Kamala Harris is not, that he's been found liable for sexual assault, that a judge pretty much labeled him as a rapist, and who wants to see a rapist in the White House? That would be pretty bad, I would imagine. But, wait, that one little thing, Kamala Harris. We could also talk about the fact that he lied about the election, that he still has not conceded the election, which he contradicted himself not too long ago in another interview. But then he lied and said, oh no, I was being sarcastic. Bull effing shit. That's what I say to that. Donald Trump lied. But you got that one little thing on Kamala Harris and suddenly all bets are off. We need to support Trump, right? Unlike Donald Trump, Kamala Harris did not try to overthrow the government by sending an angry mob to the Capitol. Donald Trump claims to be about law and order and the military. That's a lie too, okay? We see just how he feels about the law and order, at least when it's not in favor towards him. You don't believe me? Go talk to some of the Capitol Police in D.C. Let's talk about some of the people of how he's disrespected and badmouthed veterans in the past. Oh, wait. Hello. I guess you don't believe that either, right? Because Donald Trump said so. And we can all believe a pathological liar like Donald Trump. But we need to look past all that and focus on that one little thing that you got on Kamala Harris. You know what? Kamala, you're not perfect. I understand. Maybe you lied, maybe you made a mistake. I forgive you. I forgive you. Why? Because you actually helped Joe Biden get certain things done during the Biden administration, which is still his one term. Ended on a good note. You know, he'll pass the CHIPS Act and stuff like that. You stood behind him. So when Kamala Harris says she's there to support the American people, I believe her. Because she doesn't have a history of corruption and telling lies like, you know, our former clown in chief who just can't stop lying. She's not a convicted felon. She's never committed rape or sexual assault, to my knowledge. She's never bragged about it. She doesn't stir up political violence, which I talked about recently, which we just now saw. And of course, Donald Trump doesn't take any accountability as far as causality. He takes no responsibility for that. And he'll continue to lie and say, it's the Democrats' fault. He'll continue to lie that, say, in Springfield, Ohio, they're eating pets, which has led to some, you know, political violence there, a bomb threat. And then J.D. Vance recently in another interview admitted he made it up, or he makes stuff up. But we need to forego all that because of this one little thing you found in Kamala Harris. Okay, let's cut the BS. You guys can find other flaws in Kamala. That's fine. You bring them to me all that I want. But I would trust her any day of the week and twice on Sundays over a person who wants to be a dictator on day one. And who is, well, by definition, a fascist. And before you get on the whole, oh, I'm calling him a fascist, I might be stirring up political violence. No, I say that because it's true, because I speak out against the violence, unlike Donald Trump. And if you look at all the qualities, which I and others have talked about in the past, the characteristics that make up a fascist, from nepotism, from trying to discredit or own the press, like trying to weaponize law enforcement or the military, and so on, cronyism, Donald Trump pretty much meets them all. But you guys are going to all look past that, okay? If anything, I would say some of you guys have Harris derangement syndrome. You can't help it. You're in the cult. You're addicted to this dictator, this grifter who continues to grift from you with his NFTs, with his ridiculous products like sneakers and all sorts of other crap. And you guys will give him all your money and he's taking advantage of you, and none of that seems to bother you one bit. But you find this one little kink in Harris's armor and suddenly all hell breaks loose. Give me a break. I'm not buying it. So I'm putting it out there for the record saying duly noted, and it hasn't changed anything for me, okay? Because I don't look at it as, I don't try and play a false equivalency like you guys do, saying like, oh, they both lie, you know. Yeah, you can find a few imperfections in Harris. But for every flaw that you find in Kamala Harris, I can find 100 more, and then some, in Donald Trump. And I can tell you this much, which you probably never gave it some thought. Leading up to November 5th, the election, we know like a week or two before, Donald Trump is automatically going to declare himself the winner. And when he loses, when she beats him, guess what he's going to do? Guess what he's going to do? He's going to lie. He's going to say he won. He's going to say it was stolen again. He's going to say the election was rigged because Donald Trump is a liar and he just can't help it. So I don't look at it as, you know, I'm taking one liar over the other. I'm taking a good candidate against a bad candidate. I'm taking it as I'm fighting for my democracy against fascism. That's the way I look at it. So keep coming back to me with all your imperfections on Harris. It's not going to change anything. You know, bring up whatever you want. Make all the arguments. Say I have Trump derangement syndrome. Say I'm brainwashed. I had one friend of mine tell me at the last debate that Donald Trump did not lie once. I was like, oh my god, I didn't know what to say to that one. I just let that one go. I just said, I'll forget you just said that, because if that's what you truly believe, then we shouldn't even be talking. I don't even understand why you're even watching this video if you've gotten it this far. I'm fighting for our country's democracy to protect it from fascism, because Donald Trump is a liar. He is. So, anyway, thank you for watching. I really hope you understand.